Alright, let's set the scene. You're finally chilling after a long week. Maybe you just binged that new season of Deli Crime, or you're trying to figure out why your sourdough starter looks sad. Suddenly, your phone buzzes. It's mom, or dad, or that one auntie who always knows when you've just gotten paid. The conversation starts nice, beta. How are you? Eating properly? But you know where this is going. It's the subtle art of the pre-remittance preamble. It's a dance as old as immigration itself, a delicate ballet of familial obligation and international finance, usually performed over a slightly crackly WhatsApp call. This isn't just a random anecdote, folks. This is the reality for millions of us. That call, that request, it's the human side of a massive global economic engine called remittances. It's about more than just helping out. It's about fulfilling dreams, paying for education, covering emergency medical bills, or sometimes just making sure there's a little extra for Diwali. You're not just sending money, you're sending support, love, and a piece of your hard-earned American dream back home. It's the unspoken promise many of us carry, a responsibility that stretches across oceans and time zones, one that often defines our relationship with the motherland. Think about it. You're working crazy hours, maybe juggling 2 jobs, navigating a culture that's not always your own. You're dealing with rush hour traffic that makes Mumbai's local trains look like a cakewalk. All this, and then a portion of your paycheck, takes a flight before you even get to smell it. It's a sacrifice, no doubt, but it's one made willingly, driven by a deep sense of connection and duty. This isn't about buying luxury goods. It's often about basic necessities and creating opportunities for those you left behind, ensuring they have a cushion you might not have had growing up. And now, imagine that carefully budgeted amount, the one you've mentally earmarked for your family's needs, suddenly shrinking. Imagine a new fee, a new tax, appearing out of nowhere, courtesy of a policy decision made thousands of miles away from your ancestral village. Suddenly, that just checking in call gets a little more stressful. The calculation's a little tighter. This isn't just a policy debate. For many, it's a direct hit to their ability to care for their loved ones. It's about to get real, folks, because we're talking about a potential shakeup in how this whole system works. So what exactly are these remittances we keep talking about? Is it like Venmo but with more guilt? Kind of. Simply put, remittances are funds transferred by foreign workers like many Indian professionals in the US to their families or relatives in their home countries. Think of it as an international I got you fam. It's not charity, it's earned money being sent to support those who often depend on it. This isn't just pocket change for movie tickets, this is money that builds houses, pays for school fees, and sometimes literally puts food on the table. It's the financial lifeblood for countless households across the globe. For Indian professionals, this is a huge deal. Many of us grew up hearing stories of relatives abroad sending back money that transformed a family's fortunes. It's deeply ingrained in the immigrant success story. You go abroad, you work hard, you make good, and you share that success. It's a cycle of support. For the parents who sacrificed so you could get that fancy US degree, or for the younger siblings who are now looking to you for their own educational aspirations, these funds are a lifeline. It's a tangible way of saying, your sacrifices weren't in vain, and I haven't forgotten where I came from. Why do people send them? Well, beyond the obvious love, duty, responsibility, there are complex economic reasons. Often the opportunities in the host country, like the US, are far greater than back home. So, you become the designated financial first responder for the family. Your cousin needs a new laptop for college? You got it. Your parents have an unexpected medical expense? On it. It's also a way to invest back in your community, contributing to local economies in a very direct way. Every dollar sent is a vote of confidence in the future of your loved ones. And it's not just about big, life-altering sums. Sometimes it's for the small things that bring joy or relief. Funding your niece's Kathak dance lessons, ensuring your grandparents have access to better healthcare, or even contributing to a village temple or community project. These aren't just financial transactions, they are emotional investments, threads that keep the fabric of family and community tightly woven, even across vast distances. It's a powerful expression of ongoing connection and commitment, a modern-day carrier pigeon delivering hope and support in digital form. Okay, so we know remittances are important. But let's talk numbers, because the scale of this is mind-blowing. We're not talking about a few folks sending birthday money. Globally, remittances are a financial behemoth. In 2023, the World Bank estimated that officially recorded remittance flows to low- and middle-income countries were around $669 billion. Yes, billion with a B. That's more than all official development assistance combined. Think about that. Immigrants are out-donating entire countries when it comes to direct financial support for developing nations. It's like a global Kickstarter funded by sheer hard work and family love. Now let's zoom in on India because, surprise, India is the world's top recipient of remittances. In 2023, India was projected to receive over $125 billion. That's right, $125 billion. A significant chunk of this comes from the Indian diaspora in the United States. These aren't just abstract figures. This is money that profoundly impacts the Indian economy, especially at the household level. For many families, particularly in states like Kerala, Punjab, and Tamil Nadu, these inflows constitute a major portion of their annual income, lifting them out of poverty and improving their quality of life significantly. Here's a hidden detail for you. These remittances often act as a crucial economic stabilizer. When a country faces economic downturns, natural disasters, or even pandemics, remittances tend to be more resilient than other capital flows. While foreign direct investment might flee, family members keep sending money home. It's like an economic shock absorber, powered by familial bonds. This money directly fuels consumption, supports small businesses, and contributes to better health and education outcomes. It's a grassroots economic stimulus package, delivered one wire transfer at a time, consistently and reliably. And consider the multiplier effect. That money sent home doesn't just sit under a mattress, well, mostly not. It's spent on local goods and services, creating jobs and boosting local economies. Your remittance paying for your siblings' college fees also pays the professor's salary, supports the local stationery shop, and maybe even the chaiwala outside the campus. So any disruption to this flow, like a new tax, doesn't just affect the immediate family. It sends ripples throughout the entire community and, by extension, the national economy. The stakes are incredibly high, impacting millions. So, amidst this massive flow of personal global aid, enter former President Trump with a new proposal. Now, details can be a bit like trying to catch smoke, especially with early-stage proposals, but the gist is this: a potential new tax on remittances sent out of the United States. The idea isn't entirely new in political discourse, but with Trump's signature America First approach, it's getting a fresh and, for many, alarming spotlight. The core concept revolves around the U.S. government taking a slice of the money that immigrants send to their home countries. How would this work? Specifics are still being debated and could morph, but generally, proposals like this involve a few mechanisms. It could be a percentage-based fee levied on all outbound international money transfers. Imagine sending $500 home and suddenly $25 or $50 is skimmed off the top by Uncle Sam. Another approach could be tying the ability to send remittances, or the tax rate, to a person's immigration status. So, if you're on a specific type of visa, or if your paperwork isn't 100% in a particular order, you might face higher fees or even restrictions. The who it affects is broad: anyone sending money out of the U.S. The stated goals from proponents usually center on a few key arguments. One is to generate revenue for the U.S. government. The logic goes, if billions are flowing out, why not tap into that stream for domestic needs? Another argument often floated is that it could discourage illegal immigration, based on the premise that a primary driver for some to enter the U.S. without authorization is to send money home. So, by taxing this, they hope to reduce that incentive. Or the funds could be earmarked for specific projects, like border security, a classic Trump talking point. But for Indian professionals and other immigrant groups, this isn't just an abstract economic policy. This is personal. It's a direct levy on their commitment to their families. If such a bill passes, it means less money reaches home. That $50 less could be the difference between affording vital medication or not, paying school fees on time, or making a crucial home repair. It forces a difficult choice. Send less, absorb the cost yourself by cutting back on your own expenses, or ask your family back home to tighten their belts even further. None of these are appealing options. So, why are some folks in America nodding along to this remittance tax idea? Well, the America First crowd has a few arguments up their sleeve. The big one is, hey, this money is leaving the country. Let's keep some of it here, or at least get a cut. They see billions flowing out and think of it as lost potential for the U.S. economy. The idea is that by taxing these transfers, the government could fund domestic programs, reduce the national debt, or, build that wall a little higher. It's framed as a way to prioritize national interests and make sure America gets its piece of the pie. Another point supporters often make is about fairness. They might argue, these workers are using American infrastructure, American systems, earning American dollars. So if they're sending large sums abroad, shouldn't America benefit directly from that specific transaction? It's a bit like an exit fee for money. Plus, there's often an undercurrent of wanting to control or discourage certain types of financial flows, sometimes linked, rightly or wrongly, to concerns about undocumented immigration, or the idea that remittances somehow enable people to remain outside the formal tax system in their home countries, though this is a complex and often misrepresented issue. On the flip side, immigrants and their advocates are, to put it mildly, not thrilled. Their primary concern is straightforward. This tax directly hurts vulnerable families. For many Indian professionals who are here legally, paying their U.S. taxes, this feels like a double whammy. We already pay income tax, sales tax, property tax, and now you want to tax the money we send to our aging parents after all that? It feels punitive. It's seen as a tax on family responsibility, a penalty for caring for loved ones who happen to live elsewhere. Furthermore, opponents argue that such a tax is counterproductive. It could drive remittances underground, into informal, unregulated channels, which is way riskier and harder to track. Think old-school Hawala systems making a big comeback. This means less transparency, not more. Economists also point out that remittances boost developing economies, creating more stable trading partners for the U.S. in the long run. And let's be real, for many immigrant communities, this feels discriminatory, another hurdle placed in front of people who are already contributing significantly to American society, often in high-skilled, essential jobs. Let's be honest, the idea of a remittance tax can lead to some absurd, almost comedic financial gymnastics. Imagine trying to explain this to your ba back in India. Yes, ba, the money for your knee replacement is a little less this month because, well, there's this new service fee by the American government. No, it's not for better roads here that you'll use. It's the kind of conversation that ends with confused silence and maybe a lecture on how you should have become a doctor in India. The complexities of international tax policy don't always translate well over a scratchy, long-distance call. Picture this. It's 2026. The remittance tax is in full swing. Your cousin, Ramesh, calls you. He's finally launching his revolutionary new app. It's another food delivery service, but this one has AI-powered spice recommendations. He needs seed funding. You want to help, but now you're doing mental math. Okay, if I send $1,000 and there's a 5% tax, that's $50. So, Ramesh only gets $950. Will his AI spice algorithm account for this $50 shortfall? Will the biryani be underspiced due to US fiscal policy? It's a whole new layer of stress, and think about the creative accounting this could inspire. Suddenly, everyone's an expert in alternative financial logistics. People might start sending smaller, more frequent amounts to stay under certain tax thresholds, leading to more transaction fees overall. Or we'll see a boom in friends carrying envelopes of cash on flights back home like some low-budget spy movie. The package is secure. Repeat, the Ladus have landed. The irony is, policies designed to formalize and tax flows can sometimes push them into the shadows, making everything more complicated and less secure for everyone involved. The real kicker? The potential for misunderstandings and family drama. Why did you send less this year, Beta? Did your fancy American job give you a pay cut? Are you spending it all on avocado toast? Trying to explain that a portion of their support is now funding something completely unrelated to their well-being can feel like a betrayal, even if it's out of your hands. It's like the government inserting itself as an uninvited and frankly unwelcome guest at the global family dinner table, and it's asking for a cut of the deal. This remittance tax thing, it's not just about the dollars and cents or rupees and pays. It digs deeper, right into the emotional core of the immigrant experience. For many Indian professionals, sending money home is a profound expression of love, duty, and continued connection to their roots. It's a way to participate in family life, even from thousands of miles away. When that ability is curtailed or made more expensive, it doesn't just strain budgets. It strains emotional ties. It can create feelings of guilt, inadequacy, or frustration. Think about the social impact. In many Indian communities, both in the US and back home, there's an expectation that those who have made it abroad will support their families. It's a source of pride for the individual and the family. A remittance tax can chip away at this. It might mean having to say no more often or sending less than what's truly needed. This can lead to difficult conversations and a recalibration of family expectations, which is never easy. It's like your success story suddenly has an asterisk, a footnote that says, subject to US governmental surcharges. And let's not forget the future. Many Indian professionals send money back not just for immediate needs but for long-term investments, buying a small plot of land, funding a younger sibling's higher education, or setting up a retirement fund for parents. These are future-building activities. A tax on these transfers essentially penalizes foresight and responsible planning. It makes it harder to build that secure future for your loved ones, the very reason many undertook the arduous journey of immigration in the first place. It's like running a marathon with an extra weight tied to your ankle. The emotional toll of navigating this is significant. It adds another layer of stress to the already complex life of an immigrant. You're constantly balancing your life in the US with your responsibilities back home. This policy feels like it devalues your contributions, both to the US economy through your skills and taxes and to your home country through your support. It's a financial burden, yes, but it's also an emotional one, making you question the fairness of a system you're actively participating in and contributing to. It's a subtle, creeping erosion of goodwill. When we talk about sending money home, we're often talking about legacy. It's not just about keeping the lights on this month, it's about laying the groundwork for the next generation. For many Indian professionals, the dream is to ensure their family back home has opportunities they themselves might not have had growing up. This could mean funding education that leads to better jobs, investing in property that appreciates over time, or providing capital for a small business. These aren't just payments, they are seeds for future prosperity, the building blocks of generational wealth. A remittance tax, however small it might seem on each transaction, can disrupt this delicate ecosystem of legacy building. Over years, those small percentages add up to significant amounts, money that could have been used to buy that extra acre of farmland, fund a master's degree instead of just a bachelor's, or provide a more comfortable retirement for aging parents. It forces a shift from aspirational long-term planning to more immediate reactive support. Instead of building wealth, families might find themselves just trying to maintain the status quo, treading water instead of swimming forward. This directly impacts how you think about your own financial future and the legacy you want to leave. If a significant portion of your support network is now being diverted, you might feel pressure to work even harder, save more aggressively, or take on more risk to compensate. It can also make you reconsider the channels you use. Perhaps you start looking for alternative ways to invest in your family's future, ways that are less susceptible to such taxes, like direct investments in property or businesses back home, if feasible, though these come with their own complexities. The emotional weight of this can't be overstated. You want to be the one who uplifts your family, who changes their trajectory. A policy like this can feel like an obstacle deliberately placed in your path, making that noble goal harder to achieve. It transforms a pillar of support into a source of anxiety. The question then becomes, how do you navigate these policies to ensure your hard work still translates into a lasting positive impact for your family, ensuring that generational worry doesn't overshadow the dream of generational wealth? Look, policies like Trump's proposed remittance tax are a stark reminder the financial landscape is always shifting. Rules change, governments change, and what seemed like a straightforward way to support your family can suddenly get complicated and more expensive. It's a wake-up call that relying solely on one method, especially one vulnerable to political whims, might not be the most resilient long-term strategy. This is where thinking bigger, thinking about tangible assets becomes crucial. This is precisely why we at Ancestry Lands talk so much about generational wealth through land ownership and smart financial awareness. Owning land, whether in your home country as an investment for your family or in the US as a cornerstone of your own wealth, provides a level of stability and growth potential that cash transfers alone might not. Land is a tangible asset. It's not just a number in a bank account that can be easily skimmed. It's a piece of the earth that can provide security, generate income, and be passed down through generations, a solid foundation in an ever-changing world. Financial awareness means understanding these policy shifts, anticipating their impact, and making proactive decisions. It's about diversifying your strategies for supporting your family and building your legacy. Maybe it means exploring direct investments, setting up trusts, or strategically acquiring land that can serve as a long-term financial bedrock. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge so you're not just reacting to policies, but actively shaping your financial destiny and that of your family. It's about turning potential liabilities like a new tax into a catalyst for smarter, more robust financial planning. This isn't just about weathering the storm of one particular bill, it's about building a financial fortress that can withstand various economic and political climates. It's about ensuring that your hard-earned money works as effectively as possible to secure your family's future and create a lasting legacy. Ancestry Lands is promoting generational wealth through land ownership and financial awareness to empower people everywhere. We believe that with the right knowledge and strategy, you can navigate these challenges and build something truly enduring. Subscribe, like, and follow Ancestry Lands for more content that helps you build legacy through land.